Belly Flop, where you either make a splash, an ass out of yourself, or both. I am Alex.
And I'm CW. Welcome to the show.
What is up, everyone? Just CW and I here again on another Sunday, enjoying a few adult beverages. Hope everyone's having a great week.
Hope everyone's had a great week, is enjoying the weekend, possibly taking it easy.
Enjoying a few adult beverages of your own.
Exactly. So, guys, we're getting into a serious topic right now. I don't know how else to preface it, but saying this episode is going to be controversial. First up, what the hell is up with pumpkin spice everything?
Everything.
Like, it does not matter. Pumpkin spice coffee, pumpkin spice creamer, pumpkin spice cookies. I mean...
Pumpkin spice candles, pumpkin spice soaps, pumpkin spice air fresheners.
It's like the moment September hits, shit has to become pumpkin spice scented or flavored, or else it's not truly a fall product. They probably are going to start making pumpkin spice seltzers because you know that shit's going to sell like crazy.
Trademark. You can't take that idea.
Really. I love a good baked good, a nice pie or something. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I don't get it to an extent. I mean, I don't even like pumpkin pie that much.
I don't either.
Like, it's all right. You really are just eating it for the whipped cream topping or the crust. You're not really worried about the pumpkin in the middle. And my mother-in-law makes a good pumpkin roll, but it's a little different. It's really just the cream filling is really what you like anyway. But, I mean, my wife loves pumpkin spice stuff.
Yes, she does.
As do appears most
I
women.
believe she sat in line at Starbucks for probably 30 to 45 minutes today.
After she said she wasn't going to.
After she said at brunch, I am not going to do this.
Yeah, I got the text that I lied with a picture of her being in line. She did have me. I did try the pumpkin cream cold brew, which is, I'm assuming, pumpkin spiced cream.
In theory, that makes sense.
Put into cold brewed coffee. And it was not bad. Nothing to write home about, but it wasn't terrible. But I mean, I just don't understand why.
I'm just impressed you're not expanding to cold brew at this point.
I've had like 6.
That's a major step.
I've had like 6 in the last week. Since I really wasn't on the bandwagon.
You're earning those Starbucks stars.
That's right.
Like nonstop.
Yeah, I've drank several. I'm playing around trying to figure out what I like. Right now, I like the nitro version. It's just creamier or smoother, I guess is the word. But I don't understand why pumpkin spice has to be in everything. Like, pumpkin spice latte was like the thing. That's where it was.
And it came out like November, like end of October, November.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving-ish time period.
Now it's coming out earlier and earlier, just like everything now. Christmas is already out at Sam's Club, apparently. I mean, everything is going earlier and earlier. But I don't get it, I mean, why does everything have to smell like a pumpkin?
I mean...
And doesn't even really smell or taste like pumpkin.
No, it smells like the spice, like nutmeg and cinnamon and clove, which, I mean, I love, don't get me wrong, but it's still hot in August where we live. In September. So somehow a nice, cozy fall taste is not something I want on an 85-degree, 90-degree day.
No. I want still the lemon, lime, summery stuff happening right now.
Yes, I need like my tropical beverage, maybe a good margarita. Last night I went to dinner, had a couple good martinis. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, but I don't know why pumpkin spice. I mean, they're gonna start putting it in food.
Oh, it's just a matter of time.
Pumpkin spice mashed potatoes, pumpkin spice, I don't know, everything.
Actually, someone listening to this right now is probably going to add pumpkin spice seasoning to whatever the hell they're cooking for dinner.
I mean, Texas Roadhouse is probably going to put pumpkin spice in their butter.
Pumpkin spice butter. It's already like honey cinnamon butter,
like
so I mean,
cinnamon sugar butter.
To, like, add 2 more spices and it's there.
I mean, it's everywhere, but I'm not in. I say that about a lot of things. But
100% not in.
Not sold. The pumpkin cream is it's all right.
But you're into the cold brew.
I do like the cold brew stuff. I've advanced in that world. I can turn it around and admit when I'm wrong. But I'll stay out on the pumpkin spice. It's just
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But I know my house is about to smell like it, so
it's just a matter of time.
Well, she texted me yesterday, "Where's all my pumpkins?" Apparently it's time to decorate.
Okay. Lucky you.
Yeah.
They're in the attic, they're put up.
Well, that's like, I don't know, they're somewhere, was my response.
Where did you put them last year?
She said, "It's not helpful." I was like, well, I
don't
know.
This is all I got.
Yeah, they're here.
Next to the Christmas tree, you probably can't find either.
Yeah, we threw that away last year, so we got to buy another one of those too.
Fun.
Which, if you've looked at Christmas trees, oh my goodness, they're outrageous.
Yeah, I've been getting a live tree the past.
Yes, you support my Christmas tree sale, which I'm ordering for now. Which is crazy that I have to think about Christmas trees at the moment, but anyway.
You and Hobby Lobby, always thinking about Christmas.
That's right.
It's for the children.
Mine is for the children.
It is.
Sale is. We'll talk about that on another podcast, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I'm out on pumpkin spice. I don't know. It seems to be this is not a sexist comment, even though it's going to sound like it. And I know anytime you preface something saying that means it's going to be that. But it seems to be that women enjoy it more than men.
Yes. Or I think maybe women are more open about it.
Yeah, that's true. Men do maybe hide it a little bit if they enjoy it.
I know several men who thoroughly enjoy pumpkin spice, and they admit it.
They get a nice PSL.
Yeah.
But they're not out there in their Ugg boots.
Yeah, they're not doing the cliche.
With their Instagram filters, hashtag basic white boy.
Speaking of Instagram filters, I mean, what? It's like everything has to have a filter now. Like, no offense, don't filter your crap and let me see what you actually look like.
Well, that's what's crazy is I'll be on. Yeah, it is an absurd thing. I know Rogan just did one. Like, he looked like a girl. Like, it changed Joe Rogan into a woman with a filter. Like, that's scary what they can do. But then, yeah, you see, like, these people that you know post a lot. And you're like, that's not what you look like.
Yes.
But it's obvious that it's a filter.
And granted, there are some, like, smartphones and technology. Like, I know Samsung has been called out in the past for
touching up
aggressively on a selfie.
Yes.
And there's very few ways to disable it. So, I mean, I would give some people benefit of the doubt.
No, but when you're glowing around the outside, that's a filter.
Yeah, that's definitely a filter.
And it's it's so obvious when people do it. I'm like, why don't you just post yourself?
When you have an angelic glow at Target and you normally look like you hate your life, that's definitely a filter.
The filters are they're out of control, and people are using it. Like, it's just absurd. Like, if I was single and trying to date, like, you'd be like, all right, what am I getting here? This is what this person looks like over here. And then you see him in person. You're like getting catfished by filters.
Like, wait, your eyes aren't even blue.
Like, what is you have? What happened to your eyebrows? They look totally different. I mean, things are it's absurd. There's one person I have in my mind in particular that she posts all the time. And I always want to be like, you look nothing like that. In the comments, because you read the comments and everyone's like, "Oh, you look fabulous," and it's like,
I want to tell you,
yeah, because it's fake.
Like, do not be ashamed to post who you really are.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Instagram. I know, like, Instagram is everyone's highlight reel. Like, you're not posting. Like, you see everyone posting their bucket list trip to the Maldives, where they're like in their overwater villa, but they don't post the like 21-hour flight and 3 layovers it took to get there, where you like feel like crap.
Yeah, that's what all of social media is. Just
like, do not be ashamed to post your low points, your high points.
What's funny?
It's life. We all have it. We all experience it.
Well, it's funny when, like, those people post pictures with their kids, but their face still somehow has the filter on it, and the kids don't. Like, I'm like, okay, you're going out of your way to edit your face.
Yes,
this is a problem. I just think it's stupid. I when I post a picture to Instagram, like, I don't do any editing. I might crop it, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I just post the picture.
Yeah, I don't get that
Or I
creative
might
with
write
it.
something on it
And
if I need to, which I don't think I ever have.
I'm sure there's a social media manager right now who's like, "Oh my God, hire me."
Yes, I'm
but
sure.
It really, like, I don't feel the need to.
I don't need to doctor up my photos.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
just
gonna
me and all the glory.
Like, you're gonna see me in real life afterwards. So I mean, it's not going to.
Me and all my glory is what you're gonna get. But yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
And now the Instagram has the Reels feature. I literally hate that. Like, you think you're clicking on someone's photo, and then suddenly it's a video of them competing with TikTok, where they're like throwing their shoe in the air and it hits their foot, and boom, they're magically dressed. Which, don't get me wrong, I would thoroughly love that feature in the morning. That would save me 20 minutes.
Yeah, but how long did it probably took them 4 hours to film that video.
Oh, at least. It's so many takes just to get a 20-second video.
Right.
But I also don't understand TikTok. I'm not fully sure what's happening there. I get short little videos with music.
What the fuck is what I think about TikTok. I don't get it. I will never be on it, number one. You'll never get me there. But now people are posting their TikTok stories to on Instagram or something.
Yes.
So you're not forced to watch them, but you end up clicking on them like you said, and it's a video. And they're so dumb. They're just the dumbest things. Number one, half the people are 3 years old, it feels like. I mean, they're not... I mean, they're like teenagers out here dancing to these... What's that? WAP song? I mean, it's just... I don't understand TikTok. It's stupid. They mouth the words to whatever the song or phrase or whatever it is. They just mouth it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I remember the Vine, when Vine first came out.
Do it for the Vine.
Do it for the Vine. And I believe that was a Twitter affiliated.
I think it was his own thing. I was on Vine.
Okay.
I posted a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, what you were limited to 5 seconds, unless you were had I don't know, so many followers, you could get a little more.
And you get more. But I do not understand TikTok at all.
Well, if you think
about it. And now the whole political controversy over having to sell TikTok, and I don't care. It's TikTok. It in no way.
I'm never going to be on it. Yeah. And if you're worried about the Chinese government having your information from TikTok, let me point out something to you. They already got your information.
Yeah.
Everybody has your information. It's out there. You don't need to worry about it being stolen. It's already gone.
They can buy it from
anywhere.
AT&T and Verizon and everyone. The raffle you enter to get that possible $20 coupon.
Most people's data, however you pronounce it, is already available for sale on the dark web. You could probably find it if you wanted to.
Apparently mine is readily available, as I had to go in on Friday and change every password known to man because my Hulu account got hacked.
Of all things.
Of all things. I mean, granted, I'm glad it was not American Express, but Hulu. I mean, someone literally changed the password and login email on my account. Which, I mean...
They wanted to watch some TV.
They wanted to watch some TV. Little Fires Everywhere. Very good show. Not worth hacking into my my Hulu over.
You can get a free trial.
I mean, I'm sure that they knew someone who would let them log in anyway.
Yeah, it's... I don't know.
And then you have no idea how many random websites there are that you have created an account for or logged in for until in the Safari feature it pops up with your your saved passwords and it tells you which ones are repeats and you're like, holy shit, there went 6 hours of my life.
Yeah, anytime you get hacked, it's a nightmare to get it all squared away.
Yeah.
It takes some time.
I agree with that.
But I use Password Manager for that. So, I mean, I guess browsers are starting to build those in, but I use a separate one that I like a lot. But they don't pay me to advertise, so I'm not going to.
It was an effort to go through.
I don't envy that. That's a long day. I mean, because that's when you realize how many things you do have set up. How many all these random places you have logins that I gotta change that one. Gotta change that one too. Oh.
And then, for instance, if you do the Disney Plus thing where you have Hulu and ESPN Plus, That's 3 separate
logins.
Yeah, and you got to make sure, and then you have to like sign yourself out of the apps and sign back into the apps and pray to God you actually remembered it.
You remembered you typed it right.
Yes, and you actually have like the one special character, which cannot be a hyphen, but it could be an exclamation point.
Or like that's the one thing. Like if you're using like a Roku or something, you don't have a keyboard to type. If you're not on a computer,
Yes.
if you're on like your TV, you've got to go one. You hope you typed everything in right.
Yes.
Especially if you're using a proper password that's like so many characters.
That's when you use the app and connect your phone to it and use the keyboard that way.
Yeah, just where you got to type in like a 6-digit.
Because otherwise, I mean, it literally took up most of my Friday.
It's a lot of effort to change all your passwords.
Like, it was much more invasive than what I had expected.
All because of Hulu.
All because of Hulu. And someone needed to watch TV on a Friday morning. I've been there. I understand it. But really.
I just don't, like, that's a lot of effort for a Hulu account.
Yeah. But I will say the...
but would they have... Because they wouldn't have access to your bank information.
Well, I get this info all the time that, like from LifeLock, that my information's on the dark web. And I'm like, but it's like, it'll say like this, like a random website was hacked. But I'm like, oh, it was just that. But think of it, like everyone reuses passwords. That's just what you do because there's no way to remember like 45 or 50 random passwords.
Yes. I mean, there's some methods to make that easier, but...
like short of a like password manager.
Well, I'll advertise, whatever. I use RoboForm, which is my favorite. It's like, I don't know, $20 a year or something like that if you're an individual. And if I give you a link, you can get a discount. But so I guess they do kind of pay me. But I love it because it'll generate passwords for you. You can like set all the parameters, like how many characters, what special characters are allowed. You can set all the parameters. It'll generate passwords for you. And you only have to remember one password. It's the master password. Now, if you forget that master password, you've got to go to all these sites and do forgot passwords to reset them all. Because RoboForms can't help you. If you forget your master password, like it's like using 1028 encryption or something, some ridiculous high level, I don't know, absurdness encryption. But yeah, so if you don't, they can't get in. There's no back door, or so they say. But I love it. So like, because with the app, like it installs like a toolbar on your browser. And if I want to go to Facebook, I don't have to go to the website. I just click the login from my logins. It goes to the website, logs me in, and I'm done.
Nice.
And that's any website. Now, some websites that have like where you got to enter your username, then hit go, and then enter your password, hit go. It'll do it, enter your username, then you just got to click the login again, and it'll log in the rest of the way. But I love it. It works great, and it does help me prevent from using the same password everywhere.
Well, I will also admit that Hulu had really great customer service. There was maybe a 5 or 6 minute wait to actually speak to somebody, and I had to go through and verify that I actually was who I said I was. And
right, because they changed your email account.
They changed my email. Like he had to look at. Thankfully, I had it set to where any changes sent me an email. So I got an email of the new email address that it was changed to, and like had I have not gotten that, it would have been much harder to figure it out because he literally, like the person changed the email address to
the account. Man, I feel like that's a lot of effort.
For Hulu.
Yeah, when you're not going to be able to see your credit card information.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sucks though.
Yeah.
It's a wasted Friday.
So not exactly how I planned on spending a Friday, but
yeah,
it is what it is. So, speaking about other things that maybe are not going so well right now, in addition to my my passwords, movie theaters. I don't think movie theaters are doing so hot right now.
Are they dead because of quarantine?
I think they could be.
I feel like they were failing anyway, but is quarantine going to kill them?
AMC is constantly near bankruptcy. I believe I don't know if they've filed bankruptcy yet or not as of the date we're recording this.
But I know there's been a lot of talk about it.
There's been a lot of speculation. I know a lot of the fall blockbusters have been pushed back even farther toward Christmas.
Yeah, there's not. And then are people going to be willing to go sit in a cramped theater?
I mean, a lot of states are just now reopening up onto this level. Like a lot of states are just now reopening. Like I think California is just now reopening to in-restaurant dining in certain locations.
So theaters are out, right?
So I think theaters are definitely out. I know here in West Virginia, theaters were weeks behind restaurants and fitness centers.
Are they even open now?
I believe they're open now.
Huh. I mean, but how are they are they doing so? Like, I know movie theaters had gone to this seating where you basically had to pick your seat ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And so that way you could try to get your party together, and then it limits people walking around, doing all this, getting in front of people. But I'm assuming they're going to have to do spacing requirements in these theaters until at some point. So that limits how many people they can even have in the first place.
Maybe you take up just the middle and ends of each row and like have so much space between parties.
Right.
Skip a row between possibly.
Every row skipped. Which
something we've seen at sporting events now where they are skipping
right
rows in stadiums between people.
Right. So I and movie theaters were so outrageous anyway.
Yes.
I mean, you go to the movies, it's, for 4 people, it's $50 for tickets, and then you're going to spend $80 in popcorn and snacks. It was absurd. Now, how they don't make any money now, how they didn't have enough money available, I don't know, because popcorn and snack is cheap to buy. But I just don't see, I was hardly going to the movie anyway. Usually, the only reason I'd been to the movie theater in the past, I don't know how many years, but is because of the kids. We'd take them to see a kids movie that came out.
Oh yeah.
I haven't gone to a movie to watch a movie for me since one of maybe the 3rd most recent Star Wars movie. I went with a buddy and some friends when it released that on a Thursday or midnight or whatever. And that was just because it was something to do.
I rarely ever go to the movies.
Right. So are they dead? You think they're dead?
Hopefully not. there's something great about seeing an action movie on a giant screen.
Yeah, with the sound, the setup is great.
Like no matter how much you have in your Sonos system or your huge Bose or whatever surround sound, you're still not getting that shaking of the building experience you get from a good theater sound system.
You're not using a Christie 3D.
Yeah.
What is that? Isn't that what the big logo always is when
that's
you're
always
in
the
there?
Huge
Projector and all the surround sound. Yeah, unless you've got a $high dollar home theater system, you're not going to match it.
No.
So
if you do match it, your neighbors are going to hate you.
Yeah, it is fun to go to the movie, but are they gonna make it? You got Disney and these places are all coming out with their streaming, and with quarantine, they're testing the waters of releasing movies that way. Now those execs are saying it's not going to be the way to go. Because, I don't think they're making as much money that way.
They're making more of the family of 5 to go buy movie tickets and get that percentage versus
because you're paying $30 a ticket rather than $30 to watch a movie.
$15 a ticket now?
Depends on when you go.
Yeah. So you're paying that per ticket price, and a cut of that's going toward the distributor versus what you're getting from the $30 Disney is charging you to stream Mulan through Disney Plus.
Yeah, and you could watch it as many times as you want. You're not limited to one sitting. So they don't make as much money, I guess. But I don't know how much they actually make off the tickets. I don't know how that works anyway. But I don't know. I think they might not make it because you got to think how much rent those theaters have to pay for the locations. Oh, yeah. And they're usually in a mall, which rent's not cheap anyway, and they take up a lot of real estate. Now, what's going to happen to those places that survive off theater rent? That's going to be a whole big empty, unusable space.
In-store mall retail is already struggling.
Yeah, and now if a theater dies out, people, a lot of times you walk around the mall waiting on your movie to start.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think theaters might, I don't know. A lot of the small ones aren't going to make it. Maybe some of the bigger chains. I think
the major chains are probably safe.
They'll be able to get funding to float.
They have the corporate structure.
Now they'll probably close a lot of them, but they'll still survive. You know what I'd love to see make a comeback? And it may, because of this, drive-in theaters.
Yes.
Because you see Walmarts are doing them in their parking lots.
Last weekend when I came to have dinner at your house, there's a local Walmart, and I still went to get gas. And I pulled in, and I had no clue what was happening. It was like chaos, traffic direction, people everywhere. And I'm like, what is happening? And there's a huge sign that says Walmart Drive-in Theater. And I'm like, oh, I did not even know this was a thing.
Yes, I think it's I loved the drive-in theater growing up. Now, as long as the weather was good, obviously, but it was always fun. Now, you're not going to run around. The kids aren't going to be running around as much, or they shouldn't because of everything going on. But you could get people out watching movies in their car or in the back of their truck or whatever. Doing however they want to sit out in lawn chairs. But so those could. But I think the problem with those is they just took up so much real estate and they got so
there's
expensive.
Huge spaces,
and But I think the maintenance on those places can't be that expensive.
No, there's not exactly.
Especially nowadays, it's got to be better than it was before.
Tons of moving parts.
Yeah, it's got to be better than it was before now because you're not using like a real projector.
No, now
you're using like a digital. And you just got to have somebody mow the yard.
But ultimately, I feel like theaters and malls are experiencing the same issue. We have gotten spoiled as a society with delivery.
Everything's at home.
You get on an app and Grubhub or DoorDash or Uber Eats or Postmates will bring you whatever you want to your door.
Or Instacart.
Instacart.
Which is what we use.
I am a huge Instacart person.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. We started using it because of this quarantine. Our neighbor introduced us to it. Like, we were sitting out having a fire, and we were talking about s'mores, and we were all like, oh, we don't have the stuff. Neighbor just gets on her phone. She's like, oh, it'll be here in an hour.
Yeah, you and your neighbors form like a little pod or whatever they're called.
Yeah, during quarantine, we were basically the only people we could talk to because everybody was at home.
Because I really didn't even see you guys a lot during.
Right. We were isolated, but they kind of introduced us to it. So then Jessica was like, oh, this is great because I don't have to go to the store during this pandemic we're having. I can just have it delivered. We can spray the bags off with Lysol before we bring the stuff in the house and try to keep things clean and prevent any diseases. But we still use it. We hardly ever go to the store now.
And my jealousy is actually that you live across the river in Ohio. Sam's Club is actually located in Ohio. So, you can Instacart Sam's Club to your house.
Right.
Whereas I cannot, even though we really only live...
10 minutes, 5 minutes away?
5 to 10 minutes apart.
Well, it's just like you can get Target. We can't get Target.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of one of those... It is great. It's a great app, though. You can get a lot of stores. They'll shop for you. If they don't have something and they can find a replacement, they'll kind of text you and update you and say, hey, is this okay? And it's awesome.
No, my thing is, if there's a deal, I believe it's $100 a year for your membership, and it takes away all the fees.
Yeah.
But, there are times where I want to go to the store just to get out of the house.
Yes.
But there are other times where it's Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m., and the last thing I want to do is grocery shop. Instacart, 100% of the time, is amazing. Well, everyone, it's that time again. Got the text message to wrap it up.
I hope everybody has a great week. We'll see you next week with a new episode. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, rate, and review if you're on Apple Podcasts. If you didn't, just keep it moving.
Have a good one.